An hour later the best wagon was ready, and the great expedition set forth. The little dog sat apart and barked as if it fell entirely upon him to voice the general excitement. Both seats were in the wagon, but the empty place testified to Mrs. Hilton's unyielding disposition. She had wondered why one broad seat would not do, but John Hilton meekly suggested that the wagon looked better with both. The little girls sat on the back seat, dressed alike in their Sunday hats of straw with blue ribbons, and their little plaid shawls pinned neatly about their small shoulders. They wore gray thread gloves and sat very straight. Susan Ellen was half a head the taller, but otherwise, from behind, they looked much alike. As for their father, he was in his Sunday best, a plain black coat and a winter hat of felt, which was heavy and rusty-looking for that warm, early summer day. He had it in mind to buy a new straw hat at Topham, so that this, with the turnip seed and the hoe, made 3 important reasons for going. "Remember and lay off your shawls when you get there, and carry them over your arms," said the mother, clucking like an excited hen to her chickens. "They'll do to keep the dust off your new dresses going and coming. And when you eat your dinners, don't get spots on you, and don't point at folks as you ride by and stare, or they'll know you come from the country. And John, you call into Cousin Adeline Marlowe's and see how they all be. And tell her I expect her over certain to stop a while before hayin'. It always eases her fistic to get up here on the high land. And I've got a new notion about doing over her best room carpet since I see her that'll save ripping one breath. And don't come home all wore out. And John, don't you go and buy me no kickshaws to fetch home. I ain't a child, and you ain't got no money to waste. I expect you'll go like snot and buy you some kind of foolish boy's hat. Do look and see if it's reasonable good straw and won't splint all round the edge. And you mind, John—" "Yes, yes, hold on," cried John impatiently. Then he cast a last affectionate, reassuring look at her face, flushed with the hurry and responsibility of starting them off in proper shape. "I wish you was going too," he said, smiling. "I do so." Then the old horse started, and they went out at the bars and began the careful, long descent of the hill. The young dog, tethered to the lilac bush, was frantic with piteous appeals. The little girls piped their eager good-byes again and again, and their father turned many times to look back and wave his hand. As for their mother, she stood alone and watched them out of sight. There was one place far out on the high road where she could catch a last glimpse of the wagon, and she waited what seemed a very long time until it appeared and then was lost to sight again behind a low hill. "They're nothing but a pack of children together," she said aloud, and then felt lonelier than she expected. She even stooped and patted the unresigned little dog as she passed him going into the house.